Good day. I hope you're all having a happy Good Friday. Good Friday is probably gone by now, but I'm recording this on Good Friday. I haven't been feeling well for the past over a week, but I did record a video, and I was trying to do it with two different cameras, and I finally got the adapter so I can use my lapel mic again. But the sound wasn't working. I found out that when I did tip over the camera before, I did some more damage, but it was damage that I could correct, so I fixed that. And there's a little bit of a hiss that I think the audio cleaning from my video editor will take out. Basil are just doing fine. I am very happy with my indoor basil, and like I said before, I will continue to grow it. It might change different pots or what, and then I'll during the summer I'll get more compost and start new seeds. But I've done several harvests of these, and I'm cutting them down now, putting them on the shelf behind you there, because I want to put some more seed starting trays on this shelf over here. To start with, I want to bring the lights down closer, so these are too high for that now. I'm not overly familiar with basil, so these are getting bigger as they go. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to keep them right down low or not. But it is what it is now. This is how big they are. And here's where I have the other ones put. You see the mammoth basil is getting really high. I noticed one branch here I can cut down lower. You see how there's sprouts right here? So I can cut that branch down to here. Now hopefully I'll be able to give you a quick rundown on what I did with the last video. Of course it's done now, but I'll just tell you what I did. These are the Kelsey over on the side, so Kelsey and Ailsa Craig onions, and most of them come up, almost every one of the Kelsey, and there's a few missing from Ailsa Craig. Maybe today I should put an extra seed in the spaces that's missing. But these are doing very well. The only thing to make note of is that the cells are drying out. This is one of the trays with the really small holes in the bottom, and the soil is not down to the touching the wicking mat, so I had to make the holes bigger, and of course make sure I've got it fairly moist and pack it down in the bottom first before I put the top layer on and the seed. But for now I'll just take the pop bottle with that little sprinkler on and top water them for this year. Ornetta Capellini had not one onion growing as of 5 days ago. The Kelsey and Ailsa Craig were all up. So I took this and I had a few left of the packet. Remember, I had 2 packets. There was a few left in one packet, and I took the other packet and I set them all out, except for we've got 4 rows here. It was set from that old packet that I didn't get any germination from. But now shortly after that, I have one come up right here. So that's not time for the seeds that I set on last Sunday to come up. So that must be from the original planting. I might get a lot of cells with 2 in there, who knows. Now this is the tray with the red onions in. So we have red Wethersfield, of which they almost all came up. We have Rosa di Milano, which once again most of them are up. And then as of Sunday, I thought I seen one come up, and then when I searched over I couldn't find it. But only a couple of days later, I saw this one. So that's from the original planting. And now there's one coming up right here. Now this might be from the new planting, but I kind of doubt it. It's only been 5 days. I reset the old thing out with another seed, and it looks like there's another one coming up here, so they'll probably come up. And now that I've moved the rest of the basil from there over to there, I can take this tray and put there. I'll have these 3 trays plus the tray I'm going to show you now right there on that shelf, and I can lower the light down close to them. So then after getting that done, the computer guru guys, they figure it's time for me to plant the cole crops, which I went and done, and also the pepper plants. Well, pepper plants take a long time to come up. This is a lettuce plant here. So I'll move this camera over so you can see the labels. And so we have snow crown cauliflower. I've got 10 in each row. See, there's 10 cells in a row, so I've done 1 full row of each one. Snow crown cauliflower, the snowball cauliflower, the munchkin broccoli, Arcadia broccoli, Everest broccoli, baby choy cabbage, early Jersey Wakefield cabbage, red express cabbage, early Copenhagen market cabbage, kale, blue curled Scotch, dwarf green curled kale, purple Vienna kohlrabi, early white Vienna kohlrabi, California wonder pepper, red candy cane pepper. So I tried California Wonder. Red candy cane is a really short day to maturity for as far as sweet peppers goes. It's like 65 days, whereas California Wonder is 65 to 70. Apache F3, so that's my saved seeds from the Apache pepper. The Ring of Fire pepper. Now, Ring of Fire pepper, I had only 7 seeds left. And I had only 3 seeds of the Hardy chocolate pepper. So that's why they're in this row. I got 7 seeds of one and 3 seeds of the other. And the Portugal mild pepper. Then I had 2 rows left, and I just decided to lettuce won't go astray, so I put in an iceberg lettuce, which is a head lettuce. So I'm hoping to actually grow that out in the garden and bring it to a nice head of lettuce. And then the Lolo Rosa lettuce. Now what's up in 5-6 days, whatever it was. So I have 1, 2 snow crown cauliflower. No snowball cauliflower yet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of that broccoli. Almost this full row. Half of this row. Baby choy cabbage is not up yet. Early Jersey Wakefield cabbage, most of them are up. Red Express not up. Not up. One up here. So there's a few of the cabbage and cole crops come up. They come up pretty fast, a lot of them. And I think that's all I did. There was something else I told you, but I don't remember what it was. Back in December. So you remember I got the plum tree out there and it got a lot of black knot on it. I was out on my garden walkabout and I looked at that plum tree and I felt so disgusted because there was quite a bit of black knot on it again. And I chopped off all the branches that had black knot circling it. So it's quite cut down again now. And then I was looking at the branches, and the tips of the branches were, well, I mean, he had grown over a foot in the growing season last year. The branches did. I said, well, they look quite healthy out at the tip. I wonder if I can clone them. I brought them in, and 5 different pieces. I cut off the ends of the branches. And I scraped the rind on the bottom and put rooting hormone on. A bunch of these soil. Put a bunch of soil in the bottle like this. And I just stuck this down right to the bottom of the bottle. Now, what I'm going to do is wait until I can see roots coming out around. When it gets a fair amount of roots here, wonder if that's a hair root right there. I'll bring it over to the big camera and show you. We'll see if we can see it. No, I thought it was a hair root, but see, this is just a little, it's actually one of the soil worms. And I had this soil fairly wet. I put that in here, there's holes in the bottom, and then I just put the bag up over, close it off, and put one of these bread tab things on it. That was back in December before the snow started to fly. I have 4 more of these. I put them up in the sunroom underneath one of the tables up there and just left them. So now, with the weather warming up and the days getting longer, well, they are starting to sprout. So I'll bring that one back upstairs and put them with the rest of them. The plums themselves, I didn't like them when I had them bottled. I don't know if I'll find a way to the right recipe for the syrup so that I'll like them with them bottled. But I do like them fresh. And I am working on some other recipes to use plum puree. However now, the cherries, that's another story altogether. I got a lot of cherries off that one tree, but they didn't last long. I bottled them up, put them in the sweet syrup, and I eat them down pretty fast. So I thought before things start to sprout, I'm going to go out and cut off 5 pieces off the end of some branches and put them in bottles like I did with the plum cuttings. And hopefully I can get them to clone. Now what I'm noticing here is that these buds are actually starting to break already. So hopefully I'm not too late. I have a lot of these because, well, lemon juice is one of those things that you use for a variety of things on a homestead. So the other ones are kind of ragged, but these I'm going to cut down a little lower. And that way, and I'll use the hot knife gun I have, wand, and I might have a reusable container then. The other ones with the plum trees in, I'm going to have to cut them off, which means once I take out that tree, then the container's no longer usable. Now I can think of use for this too, so I'll save that and put it to the side. But this is plenty of deep to start a tree cutting in. And in each bottom, lower bottom part, I'll just poke the gun through here to make 5 holes. And I continue that with the other 4 that I have here. And now to fill them up, compact the soil in fairly tight in these.
Yeah, that's 5.
Yeah, that's 5. This tray shouldn't leak. So what I want to do, like I said, when I put the other ones in, I had the soil really wet. And it is starting to dry. It's a long ways from dry yet, but it is starting to dry out. But I did have the soil quite wet. And I'm going to start these out with the soil being quite wet. That should do it. Now we take our cuttings, a knife here someplace. Now we take our cuttings, a knife here someplace. I just saw it earlier, he says. This one will do. I'll use the scissors for that, rather than risk cut my thumb. Cut it short, and then these few knobs down here, I can break those off. It is highly possible that roots will come out from those. This one will be under the soil too. And then I'm just scraping the outer portion of the bark. Down to the cambium, the green underneath. You see? So I haven't scraped through the bark, it's just the brown piece on top that I scraped off. It's right there behind this bottle. And this time, I'm going to use a paintbrush. I'll dip the paintbrush in there and paint it on. Rooting hormone. Now remember I said the some roots might come out from up here where I broke off those buds. So I'll paint those over with rooting hormone as well. And I'll just push it right down to the bottom. Just like that. We cross our fingers and hope that will start to root. Of course, this is one of those things. When you do this, especially like now, you don't want very many leaves up top because those leaves are really asking for moisture. And there's no roots there right now for them to really take up the moisture very well. So that's why when you do this, you don't leave very many leaves on, or leaf buds that's going to come out into leaf, and then have a lot of demand for transpiration when there's no roots there to supply it. This now, with that soil so moist as I made it, it'd be like just leaving the cuttings in the bottle of water for a little bit until the roots start to grow, but then the soil's there and it can get nutrients as well. With those buds broken off down there, I don't know if it's necessary that I scrape this bark, but not having been told any different, then I'm doing a little scraping of the bark anyway. And I've made labels for them. This was back, that cherry tree I planted back in the days when I wasn't actually keeping garden records. So I think it's a Montmorency cherry. I believe that's the name, but I don't know. And the label that was on the tree is long gone. Then I'll take a 10-pound bag. Can't just drop it, so I have to slide it down. I don't have any more of those bread tags, but this piece of tin wrapped around it'll do. And I'll bring it up to the sunroom. See, the reason for this bag is to keep it humid in there. And I brings it up to the sunroom now. This will fill right full of humidity, and there will be condensation on the bag and everything. Like so. Now what I'm wanting to do here, I have some seeds to set, more than just the 10 here, but I had put some early white Vienna seeds in here, and remember I've got the 10 set over here, and not one of them come up. So I'm going to take out this label, and I have to make another black locust label. So remember planting the seeds that I put out on the deck in the snow, and they'll come up whenever they decide to come up. And then I locust seed, and I have 3 up here now. It has its first true leaf here, and it's putting out its second one. So I want to prick those out and just put them down in this line over here. So I've got, like I said, 5 there. There is actually 5 up, but one of them I'm just going to make it. You see that one down by the sign? He doesn't look like he's going to make it. So, I'll just piece of it. I think this is the best. Wait, no. Piece of this tin would be a good idea for pricking those out. Let's see. No, I need something stiffer than that. So I'll use this. So I've got this tree out, but we don't see the roots, so there's not really much of a root system there. But I don't really want to disturb the root system if I can avoid it. Just want to put it in here and let it grow a little bit more before I put it in the milk carton thing that I put them in. Okay, so here's the root system. Guess I'll have to do something about that. I have a bunch of black locusts planted in the container outside, remember? And they'll come up now when the weather gets warm. Oh, be careful, there was one growing there. Oh, it's right there. Okay. There's 3 more growing there that I can see right now. But I'll wait till they get up and decide where I'm going to plant them. Now this is the spice bush that I had put in for cold stratification. And you see, most of them now are sprouted. I took them out on Sunday. Or was it a couple of days before? I can't quite remember. That's the thing about putting a wet tissue paper in one of these little baggies, is that getting them out is not the easiest thing to do. So sliding a piece of tin on the underside and turn it upside right like that. and I can get it to slide out. Once again, of course, I had to poke holes, but I don't need a very big hole for that. Drop them in with the radical, the root end down. Oh, I don't have the hole quite small, big enough by the looks of that. Deep enough. That's all I had was 10 that was definitely sprouted. And we'll just put the other 5 back in and wait. Well, that'll be the video for today. We had some more trees planted and the cole crops and peppers planted. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to follow along, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.